Hey YouTube, this is John back with you. I wanted to show you, I don't know if you guys saw my other video about the crash I had with this Mugen, but it completely pulverized this car. I mean, I had to replace broken axles and ball cups and springs and all kinds of stuff. It just tore it apart. Damaged my battery, damaged my speed controller. So in the process of getting the parts all in and rebuilding the car, I decided to do some modifications. One thing was, if you guys have Mugens, you know that your battery's on one side. So I went ahead, I've seen some videos out there with guys that have added these plates to the side. And there's some guys on YouTube that actually make them. But I made my own, and they do a real good job. This kind of gives me a chance to balance things out a little bit. I also went with the new, well, it's not new, but it's new to me, the 5th scale Hobby Wing speed controller, which I really like, and the 4274 Hobby Wing motor, which I'm curious to see. This is a new generation Hobby Wing 4274. There's actually 2 of them, but this is a newer one. So I'm curious to see how it runs. The car, when I was running it before, actually ran real well. But when I first started running this car, I had a lot of problems with it wanting to end up airborne. I put weight in the front of it. But what I noticed, in one of the videos of mine, I looked at it in slow motion, and I could see that the car, even though I had the nose weighted down, it would allow the rear end to squat so low that it just kept lifting that front end up. So what I did is I stiffened the rear suspension up tremendously for these speed runs, and it made it a whole different car. I mean, I no longer have any issues with the car trying to leave the ground at higher speeds. And I wasn't even running that fast, only around 95, 85, 95. Right now, the fastest I've had the car was 100. With this new setup, I changed my pinion gear a little bit. I figure she'll get probably about 110, maybe a little bit more. But anyways, I'm anxious to get it back out there. I'm going to do some run videos on it. But I just wanted to show you, how I modified it and put the batteries on the side and got it all put back together. The ESC is huge. I didn't realize it could be that big, but it's still smaller than the Castle. That's what I had on here, was the extra large Castle Mamba. Anyways, I just wanted to do a quick video with you and tell you I got it all back together and show you the modifications I got and tell you about the stiffening the rear suspension up, because, sometimes we don't think about the simple things that can make a major change, and I sure didn't. But when I looked at that video and I seen the car squatting so bad in the rear, I could tell right away that it was allowing air to get up underneath it. So I'm also going to show you the Xo1 that I did some modifications for after a crash too. I actually had a bad week. I crashed both these cars in 1 week. But anyways, hold on 1 second. I'll get the Xo1 for you. Okay guys, I'm back. This is the Xo1 that I had a crash on. And again, I don't know if you saw the previous video, but I hit a concrete stone in my front yard by my mailbox, and it just shattered the whole front end. I mean, it busted everything in the whole front end of the car, all the plastics, except for the diff case. But while I was rebuilding it, I've been trying to do a lot of improvements on the car. I had trouble finding what I was mainly looking for, and which is the Ackerman that goes between the right and left front wheel. On the stock XO, it's plastic. And I think everybody on YouTube knows that it's a terrible problem with the wheels trying to stay straight under any kind of load of pressure, because that plastic just keeps giving. So I was able to find someone on YouTube that put a video out there about some aftermarket pieces from a company in China, and I'm going to show you these so you guys can get the numbers off them. This is one piece right here, and here's another one. Another one. And the last one. What I changed on it was I changed the main housing here for the hold the drive shaft. I did that in blue. And then, as you can see, I changed all the links, and these links are a lot larger, a lot stronger, and I got them in blue to match also. But the biggest thing is I changed this steering setup to aluminum with a aluminum Ackerman. Now, I drove the car yesterday just a little bit to see how it felt, and it's like driving a different car. With that Ackerman changed and the aluminum steering here, there's a lot less slop in the front end. It steers a lot more responsively. It just does a much better job. The other thing I did to the car is I went ahead and I put the sway bars on the front and the rear. And that seemed to help it also on being a little more stable. Car runs good. I really like it. A little bit harder to control, but after I've done these modifications, I can tell a big difference in the way the car can handle. So I'm anxious to get it and do some serious running with it and see how it does. The next thing I'm going to do to it, I'm going to go ahead and change out the ESC. Give me a little bit more programmability with it. A little bit more options. Right now I'm running unlocked on 6S, and you're going to see how it does. I will get a run video up. I did a run video the other day by myself, and it didn't turn out all that great, and I'd like to put you a good video up there. So I'm going to take my wife with me, and she'll help me video it, and I run both these cars. I do still believe that the Audi is a much better handling car than the Xo is by far. But the Xo is a lot of fun to drive, and a lot of fun to try to get some speed out of it. This one here, I've only had it up to about 90 so far. I've put a different pinion gear in it so I can get it up to 100 plus, and we'll see how that goes. But now I feel a little more confident because the car is handling a lot better. The other thing I did is I also switched to the red springs that you can see on YouTube a lot of the guys are switching to, which I thought was just great. But I just wanted to shoot you a video, show you what we did since the cars got wrecked, and anxious to see how they run. I appreciate all you guys putting your videos out there, because I've learned a lot from everybody else, and I hope that some people can watch some of my videos and kind of see what I've learned, and maybe they can apply it to their own cars. I did pick up this Hootie setup pieces to set the toe and set the caster and camber and all that in the car. I have to say that I really like them. I set the Mugen up with it and dialed it in really good. I also set this car up with it, and after setting it up with this and I drove it, I didn't even have to touch my trim at all to try to get the car to trim out straight. They really do a great job. Now I will tell you, the ones to get for the Mugens and the Serpents, and even this one here you can make it work on, is the off-road version of the setup. You can see it here. You know, it's the off-road version for this set. And what I did with this, because I converted the arms to the wheels to the 1/5 scale, it was a really simple fix. The axle ends that I took off my Mugen when I wrecked it, and I put on the 2mm extension on there to make it just a little bit wider stance. All you got to do is you can bolt these in place on this, and this actually fits perfect over the axle of the Xo1. So if you've got this here done like I do, and you want to use a setup like this on it, you can simply use a set of these nuts if you've got them. And I'm sure you could find a set of bearings to match the setup also, but I was able to use these. It was a pretty simple fix, and it worked out just great. But anyways, that's it for now. Like and share. Till the next time.